All right, I started the live stream a little bit early. Again, the live stream starts at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, if you miss the live stream, you want to listen to this live stream in its entirety. Everything I'm going to say has meaning, has lessons of longevity. I have to understand I've been doing this for a very long time. And I've been managing a lot of different types of people. And the problems are the same. People are looking for that hot stock pick only type of mentality. In other words, that everything they get into must fly. And yes, you want to get into good plans. However, there's also a management component. Some people also put too much into plans. And so I give a lot of tips to a lot of people while they come into my group because I find that that's what's needed. Again, we're going to wait for people to come into the group and then we will start. All right. Hello Mez. Hello Ash. Hello Kumar. Go by your last name there, Victor. So we're wait for people to come in. I did give a message, telling people, especially that are new or who see the live stream after, because the live stream is going to be for it's going to be a bridge. It's going to be things I'm going to tell people as group members or asking questions to group members, and basically key instructions, key reminders. Okay, because it's hard alone simply making the time to manage the group. Then I need to make the you know make the videos, the content that goes on YouTube, and all this is time consuming. But again, the right people that are in the group make it. It's kind of helping out other people. So it's Power Group Trades for a reason. It's a group to help people succeed, and it's also to teach and to motivate. And so the live stream is going to be like, if for people who, when you come to my YouTube channel, they're seeing there's a live stream. It tells them the time. They just have to figure it out. They have to use a little bit of their brains. You got to use your brains, especially if you're coming to this live stream. You got to say, what questions do I have? Or that, again, a lot of stuff will probably be answered in the live streams, but even to ask about prior mistakes you've made, because people making mistakes, okay, and they're thinking the wrong way to succeed. Trust me, I dealt with a lot of people who are failures. A lot of people who dislike what I say and dislike my live streams are, I guarantee you, failure people. So I know the failure people. They're going to come to the live streams. You dislike the live stream because you're not listening to what I'm saying. So listen to me carefully, because if you either got to realize that you are a problem, you are a problem, and in order to succeed, you have to think a little differently so that you can fix the problems. Hello, Eric. Thanks for the gift, Eric. Ash. I think David is David in here as well. Thanks for the gifts, people. Archu, hello. Yeah, so people, the live streams are going to be, Ash, for example, mentioned, told me how she found them very helpful. So I thought about it carefully, how important they are, and how I decided that I wanted to make them more of a focus. And so if you notice on my YouTube channel banner, I changed it. I actually put the focus of the live stream, and I thought about it carefully. I go, this is probably the best way to get the message. Instead of talking about the wins, the games, I want to talk about two things: the sun and the rain, always. Because the reality is, no matter how good the anybody is, and it's how do you handle. A lot of people don't manage their accounts properly. So this is what I tell people. I'm going to talk about, you got those stock clowns that, they talk, well, you don't talk about your losers. Fine. So we talk about the losers and then the winners. So the sun and the rain. Now, losers don't mean that they're not a loss until we actually take a loss. However, it's not managing the losers properly and getting into the winners that's why people lose. Listen carefully to what I just said. This is the reality here. Okay, trust me on this. Okay, I've managed people that work with me, and one of the biggest reasons why they didn't make as much money is they did not follow my rules 100%. Okay? In other words, they went into some plans. In other words, they're going in 10 let's say you're only supposed to go in. I'll give you an example. I'll make it simple. Let's say you're supposed to go in 5 contracts per plan. That's your thing. But they really like a plan and they go into 10. And that plan there doesn't seem to work out right away. And so it causes a little bit of an issue. And then another plan shows up. And guess what? Now, that one really does very well, but they only go in half of that. Fuck, I wish I went into more. And then they don't, that one does really well. The other one that they're in 10 doesn't happen. And so what maybe creates a 60% loss. But the other one does 150% gains. Give an example. We had Ruko. We're going to talk about Ruko. Okay? I'm going to put Ruko up here right now. Okay? So we're going to talk about Ruko here. So let's talk about this now. We've had plans that were giving us money right away, like Home Depot. And then plans like Match, what's the other one? Let's say Match and Apple, not working out. So we're working out good Apple, but then and still it's only against, it's not doing that bad either, the 220 call, the 210 call. So, but here as it is, I looked for, and doing all this work and looking right, and I know what's going on in the account, right? Because I'm inside all these plans myself, and I'm putting all this effort and work. I have to tell people, listen, we got to hold because everything's okay by levels. No money's coming in. Right? Then all of a sudden, Ruko shows up. And Ruko is kind of like, and I know what to look for. And I go, Ruko here, and I tell the group, Ruko is our secret weapon. So here's Ruko, people. Now look at the SPY. Now before I talk about Ruko, now let's talk about the SPY here, people. Listen carefully, okay? Listen carefully. Look, SPY chop city, but I've said that the SPY is not bearish. We're in the bullish chop zone, okay? That means the right stocks will still do well. All right now. Right? They still will do well. Okay. That being said, look what the SPY is now. What the SPY did was very bullish. Theoretically, this kind of movement from some key points that I look at suggests that the SPY should be able to go and test 298. I say should. Listen, it's nothing's 100%, but I have plans that are shaping up very well, that can do well for us, and they're key stocks. Okay, and in the group, I put out, I want to win in everything we get into. Let's get real here, people. But the reality is no matter how hard you try, and I've done this over year after year after year, what I found was the only way to really win is to be consistent. So I wasn't winning big in certain plans like Match wasn't doing great, Apple wasn't doing great, but then all of a sudden, boom, Ruko smashing it. Listen, let's talk about Ruko right now, people, so everyone can see. This is very important. We're going to go into the option chain and everything. Look at Ruko here. Close at 168, okay? I said to the group, we started with 140 calls, okay? This is skill, people. This is skill. So let's take a look at it here. September 20, okay? We're gonna put this all up here. I'm going to show you here, right? People, right? And this is for people to come to my live streams, who look at my winning videos. They see the process I go through. I think about everything. People think that I'm looking for us to win all the time, but it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You have to manage the sun and the rain. It doesn't work that way. It never works that way. The only way is how do you manage everything. That's why I decided to go into management, because people were screwing it up. So I say, I'm going to take full control. I'm going to give people rules. And if they don't listen to my rules, now it's all your fault. Because I know we make money. if we follow my rules, because the win rates are through the roof. The only time they are not is when there's some really crazy situations like the nuclear bomb threats and all these things that throws the market off key, but doesn't change the big picture. It just throws things off key a bit. That being said, so now let's take a look here. I'm gonna put them up here. Now, see these calls here, so people see September, and I'm gonna September 140 calls. We went in. You go into my Ruko video on YouTube. Those calls, $720 confirmation. They are $3,000. Let me ask you something now. Now, not that we're in that. That's why I had 3 plans. We did take profits at 100%, but then I put a 145 call. 145 call confirms at $800. These are $2,500. These close at $2,500. Okay, and then the fourth plan, which we got out majority of at $1,600, closed at $1,800. $1,800. 3 winning plans. Win, win, win. Do you think the Apple and the Match are against 100%? No. Then we also had some wins in Home Depot. Then, so what happens is if you miss out on a plan, you decide, oh, I'm losing and I gotta make my money back. No. The only reason why I use Ruko as a multiple plan is because Ruko was like B8 in December. Some stocks act in a specific this is called frozen roll pattern. Look at this, every day up. This was a pause day. Look at this, up, up, up. Practically a little pause, up, more volume. Probably higher prices, but that's another story right now. So let's take a look at this. Why am I telling you this now? I want you to think about this carefully now. Okay, I want you to think about this. One plan. If you miss this plan and you were only focused on Match and Apple, that hasn't done much for us. Not that they're bad stocks, but there's things that happen in that time frame and this time frame. So what do? Do I cry about them? Wait, like a stock clown? No. I go to the new, like I keep saying I go to another plan. I subdivide my money. You never put everything in one place. You've got to manage the sun and the rain. But the big picture is where I'm correct. Like when I talk about the SPY 300, these stock clowns don't get it. You got to know you don't know how to manage yourself. You're a stock clown. That's why you lose money. I'm a manager. I'm a leader. I'm not a trader. I'm a leader. I like a portfolio manager. I have massive skills in fixing problems. And it's the market. The market has so many variables thrown at it. But I look at, did it change anything? No. What can help us? And I told the group, Ruko is our secret weapon. That's why I know I have skill. People who realize it, like David, he sent me $150 US, about $191, we'll say, recognize the 3 Ruko plan now. Obviously, we didn't make as much money as we should have made because we've had plans that go against us. But Ruko sure helped a lot, and now we are better positioned for and there's other plans that are going to be ready and willing to give us gains. I know where we are. Okay, I know exactly where we are because every plan yours truly goes into. I manage it. I know when we're losing. I know when we're winning. I know it all. But I focus with the rules, time-tested rules, not just in the sun, in the rain, all market conditions, because the market is all over the place. We're going to kill it. Trust me when I tell you. I'm prepared. If the market gives the right things, we are going to kill it. So I am not worried one bit. I'm always focusing on one thing, people. I'm telling you this message. The big picture. This is where nobody does this. All these people out there, these stock services are clowns. They don't have they cannot. Listen, Ruko was a huge winner with inside of 5 plans. What were we in? Match, Apple, Home Depot, that worked, right? then Ruko, right? I have to look at everything. But listen, people, within a, we'll say six strategy, Ruko becomes three winners from one key stock, producing greater than 100% gains in all three plans. So please, stock clowns out there or crybabies, don't talk about losers to me. It's the winners that are the key. That's what people don't get. But to catch the winners, you've got to get into all the plans. You can't just put all your money in one place. What if something goes wrong that we can't control? No matter how good a system is, no matter how good a plan is, I'm telling you real truth about the market of all my experience. So many times I lost money that should be in my pocket because of fear, because of the very things I tell people not to do. So, I've been at this since 18 years of age, okay? So, I know what I'm talking about, okay? Most people, I said I'm the bridge between the old world and new world, okay? Because the old world people don't have my technology, okay, that I developed, PowerTarget Trade, my visionary line system that I developed, and understand how to read and use it to help me, with my ability. Right? Even if you were to look at what I'm doing, you need training and understanding. It's a lot of work, okay? But the people who work with me know that it's a very helpful tool, and that I train people to show that, okay? But that's a complexity in itself to understand. Then it's my experience, and I'm able to narrow things down to the highest probability, okay? They have to be not low volume stocks. They gotta be high volume stocks because options need high volume, okay? Like, remember people were talking about that, what was that restaurant stock? I didn't particularly like it right now. It looked good, but see, you don't have the volume patterns, and then it didn't actually go anywhere with a QSR or something. But anyways, people, PowerTarget Trade told people Ruko, and not only one time did I say it. I said it 3 times, 3 times in a row. Look at the prices for yourself, people. The 140s, $3,000 from 720. The 145s, $25,000 close, so $2,500 from $800, and then the 155s, from $500 close at $1,800 today. And I'm going to be making a video explaining all this. Okay, but in the live stream, like I tell people, this is what happened in the group. This is a reality. You come into my group, Power Group Trades, and you can see me laying it all out. Okay, Power Group Trades for people serious for success. Now I'm going to tell people. I tell people straight out, sun in the rain. Listen to me. It's not about just the wins. Okay, this is going to happen over and over again. It's a redundant thing. Every year it's the same thing. Okay. But I guarantee you, listen carefully now what I'm telling you, people. I guarantee you the wins will put you so far ahead. But if you don't catch them, people, listen to me carefully. If you do not catch them, if you are not following my instructions, you're going to miss out. And then you miss out. You're not treating this like a serious business. People don't have, listen to me. I am not a service. It's Power Group Trades. A service doesn't do you any good. A service doesn't teach you anything. Okay, I am a leader. Okay, I am guiding you with tons of experience. 28 years experience in the market. We'll say 28 years. Not, and from all that, of course, I've developed some powerful techniques from the pain. Though, listen carefully. Where I became so good, it wasn't from the success. No. It was from the pain, the suffering, the fear. That's what drove the success now. And that's understanding. This is why I can tell anybody out there directly to their face. You ask me a question about you, or what you do, or anything about what I do, I will answer you. Stock clown, I don't care who it is. Because I am the real deal. I post the plans on YouTube. I do these live streams to help people because people don't have what it takes to succeed. You don't have it. Trust me on this. I do. That's why I show this and I'm teaching people this. Ruko told me that when I'm right 3 times in a row with Ruko and telling people this is a stock, our secret weapon, within 6 plans. One of the best winners, like I got us into Disney, huge. Nobody's doing what I'm doing out there. Nobody. Absolutely nobody. Because I'm an adaptive thinker. That's why Option Sniper blew up. Because what he focused on I'm so much more advanced than these guys, it's not funny. Okay? My system's adaptive. You notice how I'll move to what, listen, you don't see me talk about Disney. Why? Because Disney is not in favor. Neither is Netflix. It's called Roku. Roku was. That's why I have us in there. It has nothing to do, I don't care what it is. If it meets my rules, it goes into the plans. It has to meet my rules, very strict rules, right? I'll be making a plan for Twitter, for example. Why? Because it's meeting my rules. Now, does it mean it will work 100%? Absolutely not. Do I think it's high probability? Yes, I do. Or I wouldn't make a plan for the group, but it has to confirm. Confirmation is key. You see, I'm a stickler on all this stuff for a reason. Because my own rules that even I've gone against have proven me wrong. I've gone against my own stuff sometimes. We'll talk about it in the past. This is why I'm such a stickler with all this stuff, people. And I take it so seriously. Because I know I'm telling people the truth. People out there mentally don't have what it takes to succeed. So why do I come and do these live streams? To help people to wake up, realize these things. Realize that people aren't taught to really learn how to succeed properly. They're taught to fail. Right? The school doesn't teach you anything about these things. They don't know these things. Right? This is simply hard work and pain and suffering over the years. And then I developed something by the grace of God that blows my mind to this day, what I developed. When I think about all I went through, and I said, how did I develop this thing? But as I said to you, I developed it through constant work, sweat, grinding it out, and understanding the big picture. I wanted to know, I want to be able to call real direction in the market. I don't want a little pop, little, no. That's why I can catch stuff like Ruko. Real direction trader, not baby scalper like a stock-com bookie. Real direction trader. This is a skill I blow Option Sniper right out of the water. He can't do real thing because he's gone. You know why? Because he could only focus on NVIDIA. What happens when NVIDIA and Netflix are out of favor? He don't know what to do. That's why he got stressed out and he ran for his life. I'm an adaptive thinker. I will succeed year after year after year. This system is proven. I have a proven system that goes through anything. If we survived what we've survived in 2018 and 2017, it's confusing everybody, the market. People don't even understand. There are people talking about bearish about the market since 2017, and they've been wrong. Just like the stock clown said, the SPY was a bubble at 225. Still wrong 3 years in a row. And it's going to be wrong to 2020, right? Right now, I'm going to tell you where the SPY is heading. The SPY, in my opinion, is heading for new highs this year. Okay. Now, could something happen to derail it? Sure. Are we going to fight it? No. But until it says otherwise, PowerTarget Trade has been bullish, and I found us winning plans. It's been hard work, but it's getting through. Listen, people, it's getting through the sun, the rain, the hard times. Then when the sun comes and you're doing all the right things, ooh, you will clean up. Mark and the video and how I'm going to talk about this, because if you look at all my live streams, you're going to see me talk about very similar things over and over again. I'm going to hammer it into your heads. The importance of the sun and the rain and getting into subdividing your plans. And don't try to outsmart the market. Just work with the flow. Don't try to be perfect. The market will get you. For example, if you try to think you would outsmart, you'd miss. If you didn't just simply hold Ruko, all you had to do was hold Ruko properly, and it paid you dollar bills. Trying to overtrade it, missing gains. That's why I made subdivided the plans, making it easier to hold. Take profits, get into the other plan. As that does well, take that, get into another plan. But if all we did was hold the 140 calls, that's all we did, which was those calls that cost $700, okay, are now 3,000, okay, and that's in a less than a week. Okay, these type of gains. That's what roughly 300% gains. Who makes this money with skill? We're not talking about little. We're not talking about scalping options like people they go buy 100. That's gambling, right? That's called what do they call it? What's the word? There's a word for it. What do they call those type of options? They buy those little cheap options because they don't care if they win, they win, if they win, they lose, they don't care. That's not real trading. Thanks, Sandro, for thank you, Ash. Thank you, Joe. Hello, Dexter. Okay, well, thoughts on Apple. So I'm going to talk about Apple. So here's the thing. Apple right now, a piece of information is coming in. I like that it did this today, okay? But I prefer to see Apple get to a certain level. Right now, Apple, unless it breaks here, okay, in this situation, it's hard to say because Apple is like Match, you know. Apple's a great stock, okay, but here's the problem. There is nothing I can do about a stock that's, other than we're looking at support levels, which has been doing well. We're going to try to make some gains or break even in it, but I'm not going to be relying on Apple to give us our money back. I'm relying on other plans. We've made a lot of winning plans, but Apple this time hasn't been the smoothest. It was actually paying, but the China scare, this was actually doing well for us. But this is my point, people. No matter how good you are, certain circumstances can throw things out of the loop. But I didn't use Apple to bring us back. I used Ruko. I used Home Depot. I used other key stocks to help. But if I didn't get in them and I'm focused on Apple and Match that weren't doing anything for us, we'd be stuck still. Do you understand that, people? Do you understand my point to the stock clowns out there? So yes, we don't always win, but that doesn't matter. It's the big picture I'm looking to win. You can't win in every plan. It's how do you win in the big picture of things? And that's what I do. Did I say SPY 300? Did I win? Yes. Did I get us into 5 winning plans in BA? Yes, I did. Did those 5 winning plans bring a lot of great money back? Yes, they did. You know why? I know. Because I know I was in them all. I was in the suffering time and I was in the great time. So I know what I'm talking about. Just like if I'm winning or I lose and stuff. See, that's the difference between what I'm doing. My group is so much more than some sort of service telling people to buy things. It's a real deal. I'm telling people the truth. Listen, there's going to be some tough times to deal with, but you're not alone. You're with me. Somebody who's a battle warrior in this thing. Real deal. All these guys are clowns out there. They're out for your money, to make money in the service. I am not. I want us to make money as a group. Okay? Like I do my stuff. You're in it. You take compliance. You see that people know. There's people like Eric, who's been a long time in my group. He sent me a lot of gifts over the years for a reason, right? And hopefully he's learning that it's not, the market isn't, it's that the consistency, the way I do things is the best way. Because look I don't know if he caught all the Ruko plans, but he caught some of it. But you see my point, Eric. It's like, it's a grind, people. It's not easy, right? But I know, I'm so confident. PowerTarget Trade, I will bring us to the promised land. I promise you guys. But you got to work. Listen, people, you got to come to the live streams. Participate in the group, right? You see me post a plan or post something on Twitter or on the YouTube, making comments, sharing your experience with the people, helping other people that are not in the group to get into the group, right? Because there's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of people thinking the wrong way, and I realize that I have to give everything of me. I have to go and help people every step of the way with advices, because I was posting plans once upon a time, but I found a lot of people were screwing things up. So I decided to manage the group. And again, it came from Dexter starting with the gifts. And I said to myself, well, why am I wanting to do it? Why do I do it like a gifts thing? And that's why I'm doing it this way. So why is it a gifts thing? Well, let's put it simple. People cannot send me money unless they have had some success, meaning that they're following my rules and making money. Now, and they're learning something at the same time that I'm talking about. I'm the real deal, and I put my effort in the thing. We don't make money. Who's sending me any money? Why? Why would I want anything from anybody? For what? But if I help you make a lot of money, right? And I'm with my advice and rules and plans and education, and you're part of a group, isn't that better than buying some membership like with Option Sniper that is gone? Everybody look to the quick buck. All those are loser people now, Option Sniper people, all losers now. Because the Option Sniper is gone, and all what he said is out the window now. They can't make money his way anymore. They don't know what to do. Because it's not adaptive thinking what he did. He has no skill. As soon as his stocks went out of favor, he don't know what to do. It doesn't matter to me. I'm adapting to with the market, what comes into favor. I'll give you the example, people. Netflix was something I talked about once upon a time, right? When it was hot, that's all I traded. I did not trade Roku. I didn't trade Disney. The Disney came into favor, we focused on Disney. Disney fell out of favor, I don't talk about Disney anymore. People were saying, what did Disney? Now, it's not in our rules, people. What did I talk about? Roku. Win after win after win after every plan, I focus on us winning. But people, there's things out of my control. But I know that if we take all the plans, and there are not a lot of them, they are very manageable. I calculate this all. Anytime I post something, I think about everything. I think about the group. I think about everything. I don't just throw plans in that thing. I think carefully about it. Slow or fast. I think about how can I help the group go forward for sure, but of course it's also myself. Because that's why I go into fast plans like Teslas and Googles and the really, and then I'm also in the serious plans as well, like the slower plans like the Walmarts and stuff, because those pay too, but they also teach. Are you holding it properly? They're teachers, and who cares if it takes 2 weeks to make 100% gains? That's okay. But at least it gives other people who cannot get into that. So I put out plans that anybody in my group can succeed. But I also tell people you should have a certain a size. You can't go. You got to treat this like a serious business, right? No, he wasn't a good trader. A travel beyond words. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He was not a good trader. Because he traded only a specific niche that is out of favor. All his stocks he can't make money in right now. They're just a chop zone. They're the worst stocks to make. What I do is superior to Option Sniper. Okay, travel beyond words. What I do is superior. Okay, it's superior. Study my YouTube channel. He can't do what I'm doing. Nobody can, really. I know this. Okay, I know this from my experience. I look what people are doing out there. They're not in my league. They're not in my league. Okay? Nobody's in my league in terms of options. I can help people with options. Okay. I help people make money in real companies with real direction, not the penny stock traders. Those are just because they know how to make money on little quick pops doesn't mean that they're really good traders. Okay. That's the best way, because most of the people don't even trade they're not even in that. There's not even enough volume to support all the volume. Anyways, I don't want to get into it, but trust me when I tell you, those guys are selling you a dream. I am not. I'm selling nothing. I'm selling, come in my group, study. You got to learn to take the sun and the rain. I'm with you. I'm here in the live streams to talk about the good and the bad, right? Because I know what's going on. And if you want to be a part of that, I want those people. Because I'm not for the mainstream, okay? Mainstreams are people who want the quick bucks quick, don't want to work, and they're going to fail in life anyways, okay? It's work, people. It's like anything. It's hard work. I have to be straight out, tell you the truth, right? You have to work at this. I do, all the time. Plus managing the group. Right? And the only reason why I like to do it is that there's people that do appreciate it, and that's what keeps it going. Every person that sends a gift helps those others to wake up, and perhaps them sending gifts as well, and feeling good about themselves, that they are part of a group, helping a group of smart people that really want growth, that real growth in themselves. Not just about making money. It's not about just getting into a plans. Every plan, okay, I design for a win. But guess what? Something can happen. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Sometimes it just break even. We break even. We take a small loss, but don't worry. But you don't want to miss the winners. Is there any questions? Let's see here. Well, that's what I'm doing, F. Brown. And you know, people, China, US to talk trade talks early October. That's right. Apple will fly tomorrow. Fine. We're in Apple right now. We're holding Apple. But if Apple doesn't perform, it's it should. Okay. But if it doesn't define us. I've made a lot of winning plans on Apple. Right? Apple is a winning stock. I've won an Apple. Look at Apple. I said 200. Apple 200. Stock clowns said 120. Never hit 120. I'm right. Stock clowns are wrong. Okay. Billionaire icon wrong. You name it. Okay. It's skill that wins. Okay. Skill is worth trillions, not billions, but trillions. So even billionaires are nothing. Are pebbles in this market. They are just multiple. It's big money against big money. What do you think? That's all it is. Big money against big money. It's not the small money. That's why in these companies that we are in, that's big monies in these companies. Okay. There are some good small companies out there. There are. But the majority, it's being in, what I focus on in is the real companies. The companies that are the only reason why the penny baby stock traders are able to make any money. It's due to the real market. Penny stocks aren't the real market. This is the real market. Apple, Roku, companies that make a lot of money, that are real companies. Stock clown, John. That's why you can't make money long. You turn into a baby scalper. Anyways. So people, in this live stream, I've explained to people why people lose money. Because they only focus on the sun. Yay! We're winning. And then when they lose a little bit, they cry. Oh. If you're going to be a weak person, this ain't for you. Okay? Believe me when I tell you, you've got to manage these emotions, okay? Emotion, fear is a killer. And I tell people this all the time. Now, the live stream, I'm not going to message as much in power. The live streams, I'm going to tell key messages in our group, right? Key messages. Keep things to a minimum. That's why the live streams, people, are where I'm talking to the group members too, and anybody new. Listen to people. Right? I know what's going on, okay? But I assure you, if the vision of what I'm still seeing holds true, we're going to be making a killing because they want this market higher, okay? Listen, there's a lot of reasons. You know, they talk about manufacturing not doing so well. Well, that's a good reason for it to go well. That's a good reason to lower interest rates. See, bad news is good news, right? There's a guy called CNC, what's his thing? He's talking about manufacturing in okay, CNC is computer numerical control, and there's a guy that's really trying to boost the American manufacturing sector, showing the advancement in America. They want, like Trump, they're trying to bring back um, manufacturing in the U.S. And that's going to be the growth driver now, is bringing back work that they took away, that they sent away. See, it's the excuse, and that's what's going to prop the market higher, right? The market, and that's just a simple way to look at it, okay? But the market's speaking to me like this right now. I'm looking at P stocks. Look at what's Ruko telling us. Do you know Ruko is a consumer-based product, streaming TVs. I don't even know what. Listen, people, I didn't know what they really do until I took a look a little bit. All I did with Roku is it's following my rules. I didn't look at no fundamentals on it, but I know it makes a lot of money. I looked at very bare minimum fundamentals, okay? The guy who looks at fundamentals more is stock market investing, that posts a thing. He has put some good videos, stuff like that. But my stuff is so advanced, the way I look at things, I narrow things down to the high probability of what's in favor. That's what Option Sniper can't do, and most services cannot do. So whoever comes into my group, they're lucky. It's like God sending them to me. Like Ash. Ash is someone special. Okay? It's in my group. And that, to me, having persons like that, or David, and there's David, I know when that message he gave me about the Ruko and sending me that, these are the people that are helping other people, that give me, say, you know what, I gotta keep giving more and more of myself in these live streams, in the messages, in the heart talks, to help, because it's help. Because look at David. David sent me a lot of gifts too. Eric, it does something. And then Ash told me, messaged me, thank you, Sandra, for doing the live streams. I find them very helpful. I said to myself, you know what? I've got to focus. And then I made a banner on the YouTube. I said, I must make a focus on it. If it gets that one, if it wakes up one person, then that forwards the group. And hopefully it makes it faster. But it's a it's a slow process due to the people's insecurities and mental issues that they have. They don't want to look in themselves and say, you know what? This PowerTarget Trades really telling me some truth about myself. You can even ask me, tell me something you should do, and I'll tell you your problems. That's what the live streams are for. I'll tell you straight out. If you do something good or you do something bad, you want to talk about something, I'm here. I know what's going on. That's what these services won't do. Trick or Trade does it. Because that's the only way I can help people. I prove it. I put my... If I couldn't succeed, if I thought I had no skill, I had no hope, I'd be gone a long time right now. That's the thing. I know I see the big picture brighter than ever before. That's the beauty. Even all this difficult time, all it's done is made me better, stronger. It's the pain that makes you the gain, not the gain. It's the sun. It's the rain. Managing the rain, then catching the sun with skill. That's the true secret, people. That's what Power Group Trades is about. That's what I'm trying to do for the people. Yeah, Don, that's good. Listen to me. I said that the SPY confirmed, in my opinion, people, the SPY should be going up the rest of the week. And therefore, stuff like our Home Depot should come back up, should do okay, and perhaps Match and Apple wake up. Regardless, I will be making some suggestions in the group, right? They did come up enough for us now that no matter what, we're okay. But I'm not relying on them, right? I have us in plans, and I'm going to have us another. I am going to get us to success. You must get into all the plans PowerTarget Trade puts out. That's the message here, people. All plans. Unless if you don't have the size, do not go into Google L or Amazon or Tesla, at all. Especially if you have a under 20K account. You should be focusing on the ones that like stuff like high probably like the stuff like the Ruco plans, Apple, Walmart's, the monthly or at least a couple of weeks, and the ones that you see me put a lot of focus on. Now, sometimes, guess what? No matter how good, Match decides to look. Match is good. Here's the problem. Let's explain you the problem here, people. Because this stock is funny, but nothing bearish about the stock. But here's the problem. We are in the money calls and we have time. Now, if this stock does pop one day properly, and it could, then I'm happy. But if it doesn't want to move in time, the problem is they could chop it for a while, okay? You see, it's making a wedge. And the true movement is up here. This stock is definitely a superstar in the future, but we might have to catch it another time if it doesn't move in time. It acted like it was at the time of the situation of the market. Don't forget the market, people. The SPY has been in the chop, right? Understand the complexity of the market. Because of these situations, it throws certain things off. But the SPY, I've told people how we're holding support. I've told people we're not bearish. And in the fear, I outline people, we must hold positions. We must get into new positions. Market is not bearish. In the fear here, these days here, PowerTarget Trade remained bullish. PowerTarget Trade correct because I have the skill, not the baby penny stock traders out there. PowerTarget Trade has a skill. That's why I'm constantly right, Stock Clown John. You're wrong. You come sneak into my group, and you can't take it that I'm right. The big picture. That's why I use quiet. Stock Clown quick to point out, what should we do on this loser and that loser, but doesn't say one word about the winners. He's quiet. So I kick him out of the group, and he proved my point. I told you, Stock Clown, I'll find you in the group. Can you imagine this guy, 5 different accounts, keeps coming in and messages me. What a clown you are, Stock John Bookie. But you're out of the group again. You can't win, Stock Clown. You'll never win. Listen, you have a mental problem, Stock Clown. You're a big margin loser turned baby scalper. Okay? You have a mental problem. And it's people like the Stock Clown that have mental issues with themselves, that lost large money, and then they turn to baby scalpers, and they can't handle it when someone calls them out saying, you don't know what you're doing, like what I did back then. And I proved him wrong year after year after year. And all he does is talk about, you lost here and you lost there, but then never looks at the big picture of the winners of what I'm really doing. And then hounds me and hounds me and hounds me. Always tries to get inside my group. Why is that, Stock Clown John? You have a mental problem, Stock Clown John. Okay? You have a mental problem. But it's okay. I was giving you for a reason to maybe help other people not be like you. Some people may have some of your characteristics, so I'm telling you, people, I know I've managed people. The reason why people lose is because they don't know how to manage they over trade certain positions. Listen carefully to my example here, okay? Let me give you an example. I want to talk to you about management. Okay, people? Let's say you have a $10,000 account. Give you an example. What I tell my group members is, you only go in 2 contracts per plan. 2! Now, that being said, you never will lose in the big picture. If something goes wrong with 1 or 2 plans, and you get into all the Rucos, guess what? You're ahead, subnet positive. But if you subdivide your plan, if you happen to go into only the losers and you don't go into the winner, then you're going to lose subnet. It's just mathematics. You're going to lose. So I keep the plans very tight, and I want them all to win. But market conditions can sometimes, luckily you can come into my group and all we're doing is we're hitting winner after winner after, and that'll happen. Winner, 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 10 in a row. What happens if you come into a time when the market's difficult and you got a couple of, some losers come in and you happen to miss the winners? And I had a lot of people like this. Oh, I didn't get into that one. Well, why didn't you? Because I was losing in. So you can't win that way. That's why people lose. You go to anywhere you want. You're gonna lose if you don't. My rules that I'm teaching people for free and managing in my group help you succeed right off the bat. Listen again. You have $10,000 account. You don't go and buy 10 contracts for a plan. That's too big for your account. You only have $10,000 to work with. Two. That's it. 2 contracts that are within 3, 2 to 1. If it's over, let's say $1,000, perhaps you do 1. But if it's under 800 or 500 to 800 or under 500, you could do 2, right? So that way you get into all the plans, right? Because the only reason why we get into more plans is we're winning. So we have sub-wet winners too coming in, or they bring up. Until then, we're taking off some of the winners and driving funds into other new plans. The only reason why Ruko was a 3P is because it's those unique stocks that, and sometimes we might have multiple. Sometimes, you know what? That's all we will trade. We might only trade 3 stocks over and over again because those are the only ones making the rules. They become frozen row patterns. But that's only if they meet the criteria, and I know how to do that. I've done that before, right? I did this with BA. I've done this many times, people. I've done this with FedEx, you name it. I know, but these stocks that are the repeat ones, they are rare. That we don't usually do. We usually go into new plans after new plan after new plan because of wins. So it's a management, people. So Power Group Trades is about managing you to success. Finding your weaknesses here, because a lot of people have, trust me, I deal with a lot of people. If I message you, you made a mistake. You made a mistake, okay? I've got the experience, trust me. Not just dealing with one person, but with hundreds of people that have made mistakes. That's why I said I have to do a group. I have to manage a group. People need management. They can't do it on their own. They're going to, mentally it's very difficult. So you need a lead. You got to be a leader. I'm a stickler. I'm a stickler to this stuff. Like a machine, Like that. Straight line. That's the only way to be. Focused. How can I not, if I'm not confident, how can I lead people if I don't lead the way? How? Option sniper, big mouth, gone. He's not a leader. I'm a leader. That's a big difference. I'll be here for the group. I'm here. I think I talked about I think I talked about what was important here. Well, I don't know what you're talking about, Google L, but right now Google L hasn't been a focus because the focus was Ruko, and I'm pretty sure that Ruko destroyed Google L in performance. Let's take a look at Google L. For example, it hasn't made my list right now. Google L, chop, nothing. Let's take a look at Ruko. In fact, people, show me any other company that's performed as well as Ruko. That Ruko has. Look at that. Identified within five plans, and in my group, I told my group, this is our secret weapon. And everybody in my group knows that I said those words. Secret weapon. Identification skills, Right here, right here, right here. Experience. Option Sniper couldn't do this in his dreams. I know this for a fact. Nobody can, really. Nobody really can. Except for the people who really study with me. They will be able to. That makes sense, people? Good night, Dexter. Yeah, Dexter works hard. Yeah, I know, buddy. That Dexter does the trading on his phone. There's a lot that Dexter does. Hard worker, studies a lot. Good night, Dexter. I know you had a long day, but you are definitely a future power tricker trade, my friend. Okay, because Dexter does have what it takes. I definitely learning a lot. Uh, he brings up if there's a guy that he's definitely a great a great asset to the group in terms of skill and understanding. There's a lot of things he does message me about Dexter. So Dexter, a very key. So same as Mez, these are key people. Are key people that have made this special group possible, right? And again, I talk about Shaya. Now Shaya started with me, and again, some of the reasons why Shaya could have and Shaya, the amount of gains he could have made following all my rules and making some of the mistakes that I said that they shouldn't happen. This is why I'm trying to tell you people. And Shia didn't go in small, okay? Shia was a 100 contract guy. We're talking about real size contracts, not baby like the baby scalper thing. Shia was a big is a big goes likes to go too big though. He went really big. That's one of the ways I got to know him. How big he went into positions, and he had all this faith in my plans back in the thing, right? Anyway, story of shy. So the point is, listen, people. I deal with a lot of people and I know where the limitations are. If you want your true potential, it'll come from me. I'm gonna tell you straight out what's going on. Trust me. The more you learn about the sun and the rain, the bigger your success. The better you are able to follow my rules and my group, the stronger you will become, bar none. I guarantee this. Thank you, Ash. Good night. Any question, people? Because it's 10:30 almost. Now, I haven't heard, hopefully somebody new. Um, Apple will fly tomorrow. Let's hope so, Kumar. I'm a like some dollar bills from that. It'll help our gains. All right, people. So I think that was a really good. Unless there's anybody gives me another thing, I think this was a very powerful live stream. It gives a lot of messages, and thank you, Joe. I know you're a member in the group. It's talking the truth, man. I'm telling you how it is, right? Yeah, you got to be transparent here, right? You're welcome. You're welcome. That's what it's for. It's for the right. It's not for everybody. Like I said, a lot of people aren't mentally ready. They are, though, like the people who dislike the live streams. Those are the people who are losers. Losers. Because you don't want to hear the truth. You will be a loser. Trust me. You have no prayer in the market. I know what it takes to succeed in this, and it's not easy. You got to put in the right. But with my group, even with my group, it's hard work. But you know what? You got a chance in my group. Trust me on that. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't true. I wouldn't do this. Trust me, I wouldn't do it. It would be pointless. I have no satisfaction. I have satisfaction in the right people that I've touched that show the appreciation, that gives me the satisfaction you won't believe. And again, it's a small group of people, and it could get larger. I have a new situation in plan, a new tactics to try to reach more of the right people, but it'll always be small. But it's the right people that keep this going, that helps people. And I know God's looking out for me, so I'm keeping to do what's best and real for the people. And those who want to listen, listen. Those who don't want to listen, I can't help you. I'm here for the live stream. You come for the live streams. If you have a question, PowerTarget Trade will answer you. No problem. Come to my group. Study how to become a member inside of PowerTarget Trades on my Twitter. All information. Ask me questions. PowerTarget Trade. I know who's serious and who's not. You don't get into my group, or if I'm kicking you out because you don't have what it takes to succeed, I do it for your own good. PowerTarget Trade knows who's successful. Ash is very successful. I know she's hungry for success, Ash, for example. New person in my group, April. One of the highest gift givers percentage-wise in the shortest amount of time. Proves everything to me. But she did exactly what I said. She studied. If everybody did what she did from day one, some people take longer to learn. But that's okay. She's helping. I told Ash, you are helping people. Be who you are. Everybody's not the same, but we can all help each other. Help every member in the group who's showing their appreciation is helping other people. It's helping the people wake up. Some people who may be waking up from their slumber, saying, I gotta pay attention more to what this guy's talking about. I gotta change my mindset. Do you understand, people? Thank you, Kumar. Hello, Fast and Furious. All right, people. I'm going to call it a night here. Nobody answered questions. A lot of people, I guess, listen. A lot of people just like to hear me talk. That's what's different. I'm answering a lot of questions. I know what to say to people. Good night said here. I do this for people. Remember, anybody who missed the live stream, listen to me carefully. Listen to this. Listen to my live streams all the time, people. And people in the group, keep active. You know what it takes to help with a message. People are lazy out there, so you've got to show people. You've got to be leaders as well. Power Group Trades, Power Group Trades, Power Group Trade out. We're gonna be making dollar bills, people. It's gonna be a great 2020. Stock clown. And when the SPY goes higher, oh, the crying clown. Stock clown, stock bookie. Have a good night, people. That guy is such a clown.